confident, courageous.
Anywhere. You have to sit down and ask questions.
Hello, welcome. My name is Ovidaku. Welcome to that. I want to share with you assets and liabilities. Please subscribe to this channel, share the channel with your friends and with your family. The base of prosperity is asset. And when they say asset, there are things that will continue to bring you money more than what you spend on them. There are things that increase in value over time. And those who have been able to build a substantial amount of wealth focus, over a long haul on these things. And those who are not able to build any wealth don't focus on these things. So for instance, you give two people 100,000 cedis. Those who be able to build something with that 100,000 cedis, the two, one among them who will be able to build something with this 100,000 will focus on spending the money or using the money to invest in things that will increase in value and things that will continue to bring money. The other one will use the money to buy a nice car, go for nice vacation, buy nice clothes, organize nice wedding, even go and get another degree, and let people know that they have become rich. Because for most people who don't understand money, being considered rich means that you drive a nice car and you have a nice house, or your children go to nice school, or you dress well. Most people don't understand that wealth has nothing, or wealth has very little to do with those things. Wealth, for most people who are very wealthy, the amount of money that they generate, the amount of wealth that they generate in a specific or in a specified amount of time, or let's say within a month, is far more than what most people will get all their life. Because they've been able to train themselves to focus on on things that increase in value, on things that generate a lot of wealth, on things that bring in more money, and the other ones have mastered spending. They mastered spending, so they spend a lot of money. So I said that the base of wealth is asset accumulation. So, and it really does not matter whether you started with money or you didn't start with money, whether your parents had money or your parents did not have money. That may have affected maybe the school. You didn't have the opportunity to go to school, educate yourself well, and things like that. But at a point in time, all of us start to get money. And the money that comes to us, how we decide, where that money goes, will show whether you're investing in asset or we are investing in what they call liabilities. And the liabilities are flashy, and most people are attracted to the liabilities than the asset. That's why you see most of these people on social media, the people we call celebrities, or the people, musicians, movie stars, people like that. They show you their houses, they show you their cars, they show you the watches, they show you, all the things that they have used money to buy. But the wealthy will show you their businesses. They will show you their industries. They will show you their investment. They will show you the factory that they have built. The wealthy will show you the hotels that they have built. The wealthy will show you the apartment that they have built. The wealthy will show you the number of workers that they have. The wealthy will show you the big farms that they have. The big lands that they have purchased. The wealthy will show you these things. The gold that they have purchased. The stocks that they have. The company shares that they have. That is what the wealthy will show you. And all these are assets. The other guy will show you your dollar on video and show you all the things in their teeth. They're just showing you the things that they spent money to purchase. And those things most often don't bring any money at all. So the basic difference between the one who has over time and the one who does not have over time is that the one who has now spent a lot of time building, focusing on assets. So you give them 1 cedi, they go to buy something that will increase in value. You give them 2 cedi, they'll go to focus on that. You give them money, they focus, they build, they save, they invest in things that will increase in value and things that will continue to give them money. And the other ones will go and buy nice things with the money that they get. So things that bring you money, they are the ones that they call asset. Things, they are machines, they are wealth creation machines, they are mechanisms. There are structures, there are systems that people over time build, and they are built. Your understanding of an asset or your understanding of a liability is purely how much knowledge you have on wealth creation, on finance. If you don't understand these things, you must educate yourself. It's so difficult for you to build anything worth which you don't know about these things. If you don't know anything about these things, it's very much difficult for you to build any significant wealth in your lifetime, over a lifetime. Especially for those of us who did not come from so much wealth, families with generational wealth, But those who have come from such backgrounds, they understand them. You don't need to explain it to them. When they have money, they know where to go. So things appreciate in value. That's what they use their money to buy, and the other ones focus on, the chilling. So people will build business over time. Business is an asset. You build business, you spend 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of your time building a business. And that business gets to a stage you have a lot of people employed. The business grows, it brings you a lot of money after everything is taken care of, or you spend money maybe in real estate, for instance. Some people, you use money to buy a lot of land or to build apartments, to build warehouses. Some people even use money to buy stocks. They go to the stock market. Let's face it, when you after school, the money, that first money that came to you, if you decided to maybe put it in some treasury bills somewhere or some company shares somewhere, and over time you are increasing that money, after 20 years of your life, I'm sure you would have some money that you could look back and say that this is something which shows that I have some amount of money invested in this kind of company. But all of us, you use that money to go and buy nice things, nice shoe. You were changing shoe every month, every 2 months. You were changing clothes every 2 months, every 3 months, and you had nothing invested in anything. And so after 20 years, after 30 years, you still don't have anything because you did not know that the channel that your money was following, the flow of the money that came to you was towards the liability part of the wealth creation or the poverty creation channels. So you focus more on those. You were interested in showing people your ring. You were more interested in showing people where you had your wedding. You were more interested in showing people your paycheck. You were interested in showing people your iPhone, or the nice house, the where you were living. That's what you were focusing on. You were not building assets. You're not building assets. Some people will just be buying gold, for instance. They'll be keeping them. And you have never bought anything like that, because you want to go to Dubai for holiday. and that's why you are in your 40s and you still don't have any structure. You still don't have any wealth. That house that you live in or that house that you built is not an asset. It does not bring you any money. And if you want to sell it, you will see it does not really bring any money. Anything that is not bringing money more than what you're spending on, don't worry yourself so much trying to say that you have something. It really doesn't. You really don't. If anything strikes and you have to sell that, you will see how much they will give you. The people who have money are not showing how much they have in terms of where they live and how nice the house is. This one is just nice. It just gives you social equity, if you want, some social pride. Some people will say, oh, the man's house is very nice, but if the man does not have assets beyond where he lives, he's poor. Because when they strike him from the job, he can maintain that house. When they take that position from him, he can maintain. That's why you see most politicians, for instance, when they get into those positions, they start to act as if they have money. They don't have money. A letter from the president can relieve them, of that duty easily. And so focus on buying assets. And nobody can tell you where to focus, but you look at your situation, look at your condition, look at what you understand, and study about these things. Study. Even if you don't want to build business, you can still channel your money in buying assets. My grandfather did that. He bought a lot of land. He stuck a lot of sand on them, and he was selling them when he was old. He had his own cocoa farm. He had his sheep. He had orange farm. Those were assets. So when he was young, that's where he focused his money on. He spent money on that. Somebody will say, no, I don't want that. I want to go and buy Ghana chocolate, something shares. Or maybe I want to buy some shares in some company. And I want to have a plan. So design a plan to say that maybe every year, this is how much I want to spend. And if you can do that for, say, 10, 20 years, there's no way that when you are in your 40s, when you're in your 50s, when you are in your 60s, you would have to wait for the government to give you money. because you would have, built assets over time, and that's how wealth is created. And that's how wealth is created. Instead of you becoming so much interested in which job is giving better pay, even though that is not bad, that is not really the way to go. The way to go is you knowing the money that comes to you and where to spend that money. The money that comes to you and where that money goes. That's how you build, honestly. That's how you build wealth. That's how you build something significant that you can even leave your children. And there's something that you must learn. Every one of us learn. And it's so, if you're in your 20s, you have an advantage. Study it. You can't do that which you don't know. Study, learn about them. Because eventually, you are better off in this life with some level if you've been able to solve the lack of money problem than when you have problem with the lack of money. All of us have problems anyway, but you don't want to have a lot of problems when money and its absence is in that equation. When money and its absence is in that equation, you struggle, you go through a lot of challenges, you go through a lot of pain, you go through a lot of difficulties. So focus on building assets and reduce the liabilities, especially in the first maybe the second 20 years of your life. The first from 0 to 20 you are in school virtually, but the second 20 years of your life, from the 20 to 40, if you're able to study and practice and discipline yourself to buy assets, you have money, small money, and you want to go and buy land and build a house. The other day somebody called me to that. I said, but do you have money after you have bought the land? Do you have money to build that house? Why don't you use that money to build a shop or open a shop, open a business? And once that business grows to a certain limit, you can then have money enough to even build a house and still continue to have money. Most people understanding of asset is wrong. That's why they suffer all their lives. The difference between the rich and the poor is they are confident, courageous.
Anyway, you have to sit down and ask questions and look for